Hello and welcome to part two. I'm George Coll of Spring City, Utah. So today was balance, and you see we got darker, lighter, more enriched colors, and that was the purpose of Balance Day. So what I find that is such a good foundational thing is, yes, shapes and all that is important. But shapes and values and value colors and how they work together is so important for the foundation of a painting. And that's what I went through step by step today. So I hope you're enriched by that. And don't forget to get outside and paint. It's now springtime here in Colorado. We hope, early March. And paint with your friends. Get critiques. And keep painting. Don't be intimidated by a wet canvas. All right. Let's get started. Okay, bye. Hey, welcome to part two of Spring City, Utah. Today is Balance Day. Whew. Okay, yesterday we blocked this thing in where all the shape should be with some sort of a value base color. Everything on here is very thin. I even went through at the very end to even thin it down even more with this brush, soften the edges. And today we're going to concentrate on getting these values working with each other. Okay, so let's get started. And I think, the best place to start maybe is up on top. Let's get these clouds taken care of. All right, so let's make some sort of a blue color. Blue, gray, more gray, more gray. I think that'll do it. And I'm going to work with a number 6 rosemary, 279. And I'm going to get both sides really loaded up. More blue. I didn't make enough product, as you can see. A little bit more gray. A little bit more white. I was a little too dark on that mixture. And more gray, please. More gray. And we have a lot of gray down close to the mountains. All right, let's get some lighter mid-tone clouds. So I'm mixing some white into the side of the mixture. So it's not white, it's kind of a light gray. And let's start getting this stuff in here. Oh, that's a pretty color. Doesn't that make a nice... Oh, that makes a nice statement right there. People like to use the end of their brush. I'm kind of like the side because I can flip it, and there's a lot more product on the side of these brushes. Just the way I load them. I think I need to break this big boy up with a big cloud with looking at the reference intently to try to figure out what to do with that. I'm going to clean my brush, and this time I'm going to get a little bit more cerulean type color in here. A little bit of gray. A little bit of gray. just want some variation in that cloud. So I'm going to introduce a little bit of kind of a greeny blue. Cobalt has a little bit of, it's more leans toward the green side of the blue. Oh, isn't that nice? Oh, love this stuff. All right. Oh, I love it. Love it, love it. Okay, now let's get some white in here. So I just cleaned my brush. It still has some contamination in it, but it's nowhere close to that color we just put in. And now we're going to accent the top of these clouds with some whites. Now I'm using the end of the brush to kind of blend these, soften these edges a little bit of the clouds when they clash with the lighter or the darker. And you see, it gives it a more uniform look. Need more lights over the top of the roof. And I think finally we need some blue sky, we need some cerulean. Okay, let's see what else we have here. I'm going to put a little bit of Sevres in there. Or cerulean, whatever you have. Okay. All right, this is difficult. You gotta like walk and chew gum at the same time. This painting thing. All right, so here's my mixture for the sky. Let me see what that does in here. Yes, I love that color. I think we need some in here. All right, so that is enough for now for the sky. Let's move on down below. So I think I have to move into a smaller brush, and I'm going to use a 279 number 4 long flat. Pick this up. Move this stuff over. And let's work on the roofs. What all this clicking noise you hear, I'm cleaning my palette and moving my little tools around, my little scrapers, to give me a clean mixing area right here. So let's mix a blue ultra and a red alizarin. Let's get some light gray in there. And let's gray it down with some gray. My timer's talking to me on my clock. It says it's time to start this class. I'm already doing it. I think what I need here is a better angle. So I'm going to use my, there we go. Just going to get this in a few places. I think we need one here. here. Let me get the right angle. Hope this is right. Oh, it's a little off. Darn it. And let me just get this thing going all the way down. That is a good start. All right, let's get to the brush. There's a lot of dark in here. I'm going to even darken this up with some brown. Transparent oxide red, ultra blue. Need to squeeze out some more ultra. French ultramarine blue. Okay. More product. Now I know we have some pine trees here. I'll get a few darks in here, here. And I see darks. I'm going to run some darks over the top of this. Okay, let me get my shoulder out of the way so you can see what I'm doing. All right, darks over there. I want to get into that yellow ochre color of the house in here, but first let me reinforce some of my windows. I'm using some ultra blue, burnt sienna, stuff like that to try to get my darks. Keep my darks. Let's see here. This has got to be a dark. Right in here. And here. And here. And maybe somewhere back in here too. There's a right dark right in here. And I need a dark right under here. Just going to reinforce some. Everything is kind of connected by some of these darks down here. They're shadows, I think, and intermingled with light. But I'm going to run some darks in here to keep that uniformity going. So dark back in here. I'm going to lean more toward transparent oxide red now on one side, and I'm going to get some of these reinforced. I think I'm getting a little dry, so I just added a little bit of Gamsol, and now I think I added too much. That's about right. Let's work on the trees a little bit. I think I can pick up all this, called a dark pile. Maybe I can work with it. Let me see. Let me throw some yellow ochre in it. Makes a nice, subtle, strong green. That might do it for my pine trees. I'm sticking with the same brush. And I could probably use a little bit more blue in there. Ultra. So we kind of have a fat tree right here and some skinnier ones over this side. And of course we have this great humongous guy over here, big pine tree. Let's get him taken care of now. It's oxide brown, blue, yellow ochre, more blue. You can see I'm using all sides of that brush to get the big tree thing in there. All right, next. All right, let me check the time, take a sip of my coffee. Oh, 14 minutes left. Huh. Gonna get back and look at this, see what it looks like. Okay. So far, so good. This green is not right, but we're not there yet. I think before we get to that green, let me squeeze out some emerald to use there. But I need some warms under that color too, so down here. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's work on some yellow ochre. I'm going to get a little bit of blue in it, just a tad of blue. Let me get enough down there so it makes a difference. Okay. So this is going to be a little bit more subtle over here, darker here. And this will be lighter over here on this side. I added some naples to it. When you look at my brush, it kind of looks like I'm painting with a mop. Starting to flare out a little bit. Then I have to go darker underneath that porch. So I'm going to go back to kind of a worn out color I used on these trees and go in here and get some more subtle colors in here. Some more subtle value. And again, I think I need to go underneath that tree with my lights. I'm just adding a little bit more Naples, which is a lighter yellow, here. Whew. Now you're saying, boy, I want to fix all those little corners and stuff in this house, but for now, let's just try to work on the values and getting them balanced today. Balance, that's the primo word right now. So let's get a little bit of manganese blue. Let's see if this will do it right here. and even a darker blue with some transparent oxide red in it, over in here, and here. Okay, time to move these guys out. Clean the palette. Okay, next, clean that brush. Let's get some light in these roofs. So let's start with Naples, white. And let's see what happens when we get an edge on here and try it out. Good? Good. Finish this up with brush. Oh, darn, I got paint on my painting hand. I get so involved in my painting and talking, I forget to look at my hands. And I hate to have gooey hands when I'm painting. As you can hear in the background, Studio Cat has decided to leave the studio because she's bored. With Studio Cat, we must pay attention to her. She has a very short attention span for hanging around. And I think we have a bright old roof over here we have to deal with somewhere up in here. So I think so far so good. This has to be kind of worked over to the more even consistency. This angle is wrong, but we can work on that. And I think we need to go to drawing error. I'm going to get some blue in here, some brown. Fix this over here. This seems to be need to go in. Okay, let's see what we can do about this area up in here with our remaining time. Oop, drop the brush, hang on. Retrieving a brush. Okay, let's go back to number 6 and let's go to this time to throw some emerald in this mixture. Emerald, and I need some light yellow. Still too dark though. Let's move this over just a little bit and let's work some warms in here. So let's get some yellow ochre, transparent oxide red, some white, and let's move in with some spots of warm. Okay, getting the right brush. Getting kind of a stiff brush. It's a 2025 long flat, and we are going to get some worms in here. And start laying a few of those things down to have some undercolor that's warm. And next, let's go to the emerald mixture. And see what that does. Oh my gosh, that does enliven it, doesn't it? Oh my goodness, that is nice. What a beauty. I need more of that mixture. I'm running out. Time to apply the brush. But we need more product. So let's do that. Make some more. Emerald, white, maples, maples, yellow, lemon, yellow. I'm out of white. Let's go with maples to lighten it up. Maples. Just a touch of viridian. A little different. I need more white. Let's squeeze it out. So what I'm going to do for the rest of the video is work on the grass. And then I need to work on these background trees and start getting I got some drawing errors here. See how that dark is flapped over there? And that's what I'm going to do for the rest of this video and for my homework. Okay, let's get some green in here. Some white. See how that is. Ooh. More yellow. More yellow. And here we go. So I will be getting that in these places all over the bottom of this painting. And after that, I will be adding more yellow ochre to it. That was cad yellow medium there. And I'll be working on that on some of these trees up in here. And in here. And in here. So that's going to be all I do here, so I'm going to bring this to an end so you don't have to be bored out of yourself watching me whack this stuff in all over the place. So thank you so much for coming by for part 2 of Spring City, which is in Utah. All right. You take care, and I'll see you in part 3.